Okay, hello everyone. This is my first attempt at a vlog, a video log. I want to practice this because eventually I want to do the Camino Frances, which is a 469 walk or 772 kilometers from France to the western part of Spain. I don't know, something about this intrigued me. It's not just to get a medal or a little certificate or whatever, but I also think it was something that intrigued me because it felt like something, number one, that I could do, but not only that, it felt like, okay, this is a way that you could go to another country, spend a few months in another country, really get to know maybe some of the culture and really learn some of the uniqueness of that country. And it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's like I want to be able to not just go to a country for a week or two and visit. It was like I wanted to go to a country and really try to experience it. You know, what's it like to be there? Not just the language, and the language has been one of the things that's the most frightening for me because I won't be able to speak and I could see my anxieties going crazy there if I can't communicate with people. I mean, I'm sure I could find a place to stay and I'm sure I could find places to eat. But then, you know, this way, it's the Camino, it still has a certain level of structure. So I don't feel totally like I'm on my own. Most of the time, you know, when you're on the Camino, from what I understand, there's always people on the Camino with you. You know, you're constantly traveling and everything else. I've been watching this one vlogger, her name is Lindsay, and she did the Camino Frances completely by herself. Now, she found other people, and she called them her Camino family, and they were able to, you know, she had dinner with them so many times. She would see them on the trail. Sometimes they would walk together, sometimes they would not. I think she met a woman who was South Korean. She met someone who was from Ireland. She met some other individuals. She did speak French, so she could communicate with other individuals on the Camino in French. That's going to be a challenge for me. I will not be able to speak French, and the little bit of Spanish that I've been trying to learn is more like phrases and that type of thing. But so it'll be interesting if I could do it. And sometimes it's a little scary because you have so many options and the cost, of course. It'll be at least probably, what, $4,000? It may be five. By the time all of the equipment, I think is going to be $1,000. Like, you know, $200 on shoes, $200 on the backpack, $200 for a sleeping bag, and that's, you know, $600 straight off the bat. And then there's other little things that you start to get. So I've said 1,000. It should be a lot less than that, but easy, it can be $1,000 just to get the basics of all of your equipment. What I'm thinking, this is September 4th. I'm hopeful that I could do this next year, maybe late August, early September. So this is 1 year away, so I would have 1 year maybe to purchase some of these things. I could wait for sales and see if I could get things on sale. And by getting things on sale, maybe I could save a little money and it would get a little bit further, because once you start getting, after those three big ones that I talked about, oh, and a rain jacket, which could also be another $100 and some odd, then it's all the little stuff. So it's just a matter of trying to get everything together. And they give you a suggested list of things that you should pack with you. And adding to that, it would not only be packing all of this stuff, it would be putting all of it on my back. Let's say about 16 pounds, because they say about 10% of your body weight. And I'm about 160, maybe 165, so about 16 pounds, putting that on my back, and then walking, you know, the several hundred miles, and it's walking almost literally every single day. you're walking and walking and walking. So it's a lot. I'm estimating that it would take me 40 days walking approximately 20 kilometers a day, which 20 kilometers is a little over 12 miles. And maybe some of those days I might need to kick it up to 15, whereas other days I might could kick it down a little bit. So between that, kicking it up as far as mileage, and like I said, you got to have this all on your back. If I don't carry everything on my back, there is the possibility that you could take the pack and you can, they have a service that will transport your pack to the next albergue, and which is the hostel. And once you do that, that's also a cost, €3 to €5. So then that increases the cost of the whole thing. So in trying to keep things at least somewhat reasonable, I'm hopeful, between when you're out on the road and you have to buy food and you have to stay at the hostels or the albergues, then, between those, hopefully you're not spending more than 50 euros or roughly $50 a day. And at that point, for 40 nights, then it's the $2,000. And that's if I can, stay at under 50 euros a day, or limited to 50 euros a day. Every so often, you may want to do your laundry too. Either you hand wash and hang it out on the line, or a lot of the albergues will have a washer and dryer there, and it's like $3 or $4 just to wash, and another 2 or 3 euros just to dry everything. So anyway, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Getting used to being around people. I think I can interact with the people pretty decently. At least I hope I can. But that's my goal. And like I said, it's just a little scary to me because I'm like, how do I do this? Can I really do it? And as they talk, people start out, and especially if you're starting out from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, you start out and it's the first 7 kilometers are the steepest, and it's almost going straight uphill, which, by the way, as far as my gear, I will also need the trekking poles, which that could be another $100 too. So you could see if it's 200 for shoes, 200 for the bag, 200 for the pack, 100 for a jacket, and 100 for the poles. That's $600, $700, $800 right there. And then, like I said, all the small stuff. So it could easily hit $1,000 unless I could get a lot of this stuff on sale. But this is the start of me at least researching it, figuring it out. Is it something that I can do? So spending the $1,000 before I even get started, a little bit here, a little bit there, I think that that's doable way before next August. Then the other piece is buying your plane ticket to get there, which it could be anywhere, I'm saying $400 to $500 each way, because they recommend you just buy the ticket going there because you don't know how long it's really going to take you to do the whole thing. So you don't buy your return ticket until you're there, and then you're ready to come home and you buy your return ticket. So that's one thing. So that's another $1,000. I talked about $2,000 just to do the whole thing. So between $1,000 before, $1,000 on the plane ticket, and $2,000 there, that's $4,000 easy. And then could there be unforeseen things? Absolutely. So you figure another $1,000. So this trip could easily be $5,000 for me. And not least which, also it's like, if I can, the hope to offset some of the costs is I need to kind of clean out my house, and maybe I could rent out my house for at least 1 month while I'm gone. And if I could rent out my house for $2,000, that would mean that I only have to put out of pocket about $3,000, which would be really, really good. So it's something to think about. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I am thinking. That's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try and vlog, and I guess I will call this, what is it? Solo African American walks the Camino or something like that. I guess I got to figure out a name. And like I said, I have to figure out how to do vlogs. So far, I'm just using my phone, and this is a practice one. This is already 10.5 minutes. I think I've done reasonably well, but we'll see. Anyway, I'll sign off for right now. As I have other thoughts, I'll continue to try and practice and just see how things go. Talk to you later.